Hey guys, you thinking about moving real estate into a limited liability company? Well, I'll tell you, don't do it until you've watched this video because the information I'm going to share with you could save you a ton in headaches down the road. Okay, let's get started. All right, so here's the thing. When it comes to setting up limited liability companies, people think, all right, I got my LLC set up. I understand the importance of it, but the key aspect of having that LLC is actually getting the real estate into the LLC to take advantage of the protections that it will provide you. Now, moving that property into the LLC is done, of course, via a deed. You actually have to deed it out of your name into the LLC in order to get it under the protection of that limited liability company, because just having the LLC by itself will not protect anything. Well, that is what's critical when it comes to transferring real estate. You want to make sure you're going to do it the right way and you're aware of the ramifications that can come about when transferring property into an LLC. So let's assume that I have this piece of property right here and I've set up this limited liability company. The first thing you want to know when you're going to transfer real estate into this LLC, what type of deed should you use? Okay, so a lot of people will use what is referred to as a quit claim deed, QUIT claim deed. Now, I would tell you, do not use a quit claim deed when transferring property from your name into your limited liability company. You want to use a warranty deed or something similar, okay? Because with a quit claim deed, you're actually putting yourself in a situation where if there is a title issue, you may have just voided that title policy you had when you bought the property. Use a warranty deed to make sure your title policy will carry over into the limited liability company, or you reach out to your title company and you can purchase a rider or something else to extend over to the LLC. So that's the first thing you have to be aware of. Now, the deed's one aspect, but the other aspect is you have to be also conscious of is transfer taxes or reassessments. So this is what can catch people off guard. I've dealt with investors before. They've watched videos on LLCs and the importance of them when it comes to real estate asset protection. They run out there, they create an LLC, and then they deed a property in. And then the county sends them a bill, A, for a transfer tax, or B, they reassess the value. So you first need to understand, the second thing you have to be aware of is what are the transfer tax implications? Now, when you're looking at that, okay, you may call up and ask someone, hey, is there a reassessment or a tax if I transfer property into an LLC? And the county will tell you, no, there isn't, Mr. Coons. You can transfer property into an LLC and it's an exempt transfer. Great, you hang it up. Now, what you should also ask is, what happens if I want to pull the property out? Will there be any reassessments or transfer taxes? Because there are some states and even counties where they allow you to put it in, but when you try to take it out, that's when they nab you. So when you're considering putting properties into limited liability companies, you need to be aware of whether or not there are transfer taxes or reassessments with the transfer and what those rules are, because that could just blow up a great investment because now you got to put even more into that investment in terms of taxes. So that's a key aspect here. Now, if you're wondering, how do I work around that? The best way to work around that is a land trust. Listen, search my channel for the keyword term land trust. You'll find plenty of videos on this. I'm constantly producing new videos on land trust. It's a great tool to avoid problem number 2. Now, the third issue that can come up with moving property and you should be aware of, that has to do with refinancing. Okay, if you're going to do a refi on your property within the next 6 to 8 months, you may want to hold off transferring that property in. Because here's what's going to happen. If you transfer this property into the LLC via a warranty deed, and then 6 months later you decide to refi the property, well, depending on the type of loan you want to go for, if you're going to go for a conventional loan, and this is residential real estate, it's going to be backed by Freddie or Fannie, then you cannot refi in the LLC. So you need to take that property back out. So what does that mean? More time and expense in moving the property out. Possibly, depending on how long you've held the property, maybe that broker that you're working with won't even tack on the time in which it was held in the LLC to qualify you for the loan for seasoning purposes. So what I'm saying is that if you're looking at transferring property in that you intend to refi, it may be better to hold off until you've got your refi done before you put it in the LLC. Or you decide whether or not you're going to go with a different type of loan. Maybe it's a DSCR loan that you're going to apply for, which will allow you to hold title in an LLC. And again, I have a video on DSCR loans. You can use that as a keyword search term as well if you want to learn more about how you can actually get a loan in an LLC on residential real estate. But these are the three issues that come up when you're transferring property into an LLC you need to be aware of, because the last thing you want to do is take what was a great idea in an investment in the asset protection and really sour it because you did it the wrong way. Guys, if you've not yet a subscriber, now's your opportunity to subscribe to my channel. And if you want to learn more information and great nuggets on how to structure residential real estate, commercial real estate, wholesale and flip property, and also the tax side of owning real estate and what it can do for you if it's structured the proper way, well, in the show notes below, I have a link to our one-day free live tax and asset protection workshop. Revamp it for 2024. Now's your opportunity to come and learn everything there is to know about investing in real estate from an asset protection standpoint, a tax standpoint, and more importantly, you heard me talk about this many times, a business planning standpoint, so you continue to look good to lenders. I look forward to seeing you on our next live tax and asset protection workshop.